Moises Alou is not just a familiar name among baseball fans. He represents a true living legend whose career marked an era of transformation and achievement in the sport. Hello, dear friends. I'm Alder Santos, and welcome to our channel, Baseball Legends. The son of the iconic Felipe Alou, Moises carried the weight of a family tradition that spans decades. Yet with talent and dedication, he managed to write his own story in Major League Baseball. His journey is marked by highs and lows, moments of undeniable brilliance, and a rare consistency that few players maintain over so many years in one of the world's most competitive leagues. From the very beginning, Moises caught attention with his natural hitting ability and his intelligence in the field, qualities that quickly set him apart among the best of his generation. His impact was felt not only in the statistics, but also in how he influenced teams, motivated teammates, and earned the admiration of fans. In a sport often dominated by flashes of explosive talent, Alou combined patience, technique, and power, delivering solid and decisive performances both in the regular season and the playoffs. Watch this video until the end and tell us in the comments, what moment from Moises Alou's career impressed you the most? Do you think he received the recognition he deserves in MLB? Share your opinions, stories, and curiosities about this great player. We want to know what you think. But what makes Moises Alou truly fascinating isn't just what he did on the field, but the story behind the player. The man who overcame challenges, injuries, and expectations, kept a family legacy alive, and became a symbol for generations of Latin American players dreaming of shining in MLB. Get ready to discover a journey of dedication, resilience, and passion that reveals far more than just numbers on a scoreboard. The essence of a true baseball icon. Moises Alou was born on July 3, 1966, in Atlanta, Georgia, but grew up in the Dominican Republic, where his family had deep cultural and sporting roots. Son of the legendary Felipe Alou, one of the most respected Major League Baseball players of the 1960s and 1970s, Moises was raised in an environment where baseball was more than a pastime. It was a true life tradition. The Dominican origin. Alou family has always been synonymous with dedication and excellence in the sport. From a young age, Moises accompanied his father to games, practices, and trips, absorbing every detail of what it meant to be a professional player. That Felipe's influence was fundamental in shaping Moises, both as an athlete and a person. Felipe Alou not only had a solid playing career, but also broke barriers by becoming one of the first Latin Americans to manage a major league team. This life experience gave Moises a privileged perspective on how the baseball world operates behind the scenes. Beyond game techniques, Felipe taught Moises values like discipline, humility, perseverance, and respect for teammates and opponents. These principles would be essential in the path Moises would carve out years later as one of the most consistent outfielders of his generation. In addition to Felipe, other Alou family members also made remarkable marks in Major League Baseball, turning the surname into a true sports dynasty. Uncles like Matty and Jesus Alou were also recognized players, accumulating years of league experience and further reinforcing the family's historic weight in the North American baseball scene. Growing up surrounded by so many examples of success, Moises had concrete role models showing what it took to reach the sport's elite. Stories of overcoming obstacles, sacrifices, and family victories fueled his own journey. The environment in which Moises grew up provided daily exposure to the sport, but also brought heavy expectations. From a very young age, there was natural pressure for him to follow in his family's footsteps. However, Moises managed to forge his own path, building a solid and respected career based on his talent, hard work, and passion for the game. He not only upheld the Alou legacy, but expanded the family story, winning titles, individual awards, and the respect of fans and peers alike. This connection between family heritage and personal achievements made Moises Alou one of the greatest representatives of the second generation of Latin American talent in Major League Baseball. Before reaching the MLB, Moises Alou had a standout journey in college baseball, a crucial phase for his technical and emotional development as an athlete. He chose to play at Florida State University, one of the most respected collegiate baseball programs in the United States. During his time with the Seminoles, Moises had the opportunity to refine his skills in a highly competitive environment, facing some of the country's best young talents. His college years were marked by steady improvement, with special attention to his offensive capabilities, demonstrating a natural swing and game awareness that caught the eye of coaches and scouts at Florida State. Moises not only stood out for his production at the plate, but also showed great versatility in the outfield. His combination of speed, good positioning, and a strong arm made him a valuable defender at any outfield position. The college program provided Moises with a solid structure for growth, including intensive training, physical conditioning, and tactical guidance. Additionally, the experience of playing in major collegiate tournaments, under pressure from large crowds and MLB scouts, helped Moises develop the competitive mindset that would be crucial for future challenges. Choosing to play college baseball also had a strategic aspect for Moises's career. By opting to develop his skills at Florida State, he delayed his immediate entry into professional baseball, giving himself time to mature physically and emotionally. This decision proved wise, as during his collegiate seasons his value as a prospect grew considerably. Moises displayed a rare balance between contact and power at the plate, along with an advanced tactical understanding for his age, which made his name start to appear in top scouting reports of the era. This solid performance culminated with his selection in the 1986 draft, when the Pittsburgh Pirates decided to invest in his potential by picking him in the first round as the franchise's second overall pick. Being chosen so high in the draft confirmed that scouts saw Moises Alou as a future MLB starter. The Pirates' interest reflected their confidence that he could quickly move up through the minor league levels and become a key piece in the organization's future. For Moises, being drafted by a major league team represented the fulfillment of a dream that began in childhood when he accompanied his father to MLB stadiums. Arriving in the Pirates' minor league system was a new challenge for Moises. He had to quickly adapt to the demands of professional baseball, where the game's speed, the quality of pitchers, and the physical intensity were even greater than in college. Still, Alou continued to show the same qualities that made him stand out. At Florida State, plate discipline, the ability to make contact with different pitch types, and solid defense in the outfield. His journey through the minors was closely followed by experts and Pirates fans alike, who eagerly awaited his arrival on the major league roster. Beyond the technical aspect, the post-draft period was also important for Moises to further develop his professional mindset. He began to understand the daily demands of an MLB athlete, including the travel schedule, intensive training, and performance analysis. Every game in the minors was a learning opportunity, and Alou made the most of these experiences to refine his skills and adjust his playing style. The 1986 draft was not only a milestone in Moises Alou's career, but the beginning of a journey that would lead him to become one of the most respected and consistent outfielders in Major League Baseball in the decades that followed. Moises Alou made his long-awaited Major League Baseball debut in 1990, wearing the Pittsburgh Pirates uniform. His arrival in MLB came with high expectations, as he was one of the organization's most promising prospects, coming from a first-round draft and a successful history both in college and the minor leagues. However, the first years of his big league career were marked by ups and downs, mainly due to physical problems. Muscle injuries and knee issues limited his playing time, preventing him from consistently showing his full potential during his early seasons. Despite these obstacles, whenever Alou had the chance to be on the field, he made it clear that he had the tools necessary to become an impact player. His approach at the plate showed unusual maturity for a young player, combining patience, strike, zone awareness, and a natural swing that produced solid contact. Additionally, his defensive ability as an outfielder began to draw attention, with good plays in the outfield and a strong arm capable of making accurate throws to the bases. These flashes of talent kept alive the hopes of the Pirates and their fans that Moises, once healthy, could be an important piece for the team's future. The turning point in his career began to happen in the following years as Alou gained more experience and learned to better manage the physical care required for a full MLB season. Even while still dealing with some limitations, he began to get more playing time and show steady improvement in his offensive performance. Moises refined his hitting technique, raised his batting average, and showed signs that he also had the potential to produce power, hitting home runs and accumulating important RBIs. His consistency over multiple games was key to gaining the coaching staff's confidence, who began to see him as a more mature and reliable player. Another important aspect of Moises Alou's early MLB years was his adaptability. Playing in different outfield positions and adjusting to various roles in the batting order showed his versatility and tactical intelligence. Even on a team that featured established talents like Barry Bonds and Andy Van Slyke, Alou managed to find his place, contributing significantly whenever called upon. Those early years served as a true school for the young outfielder, preparing him for bigger challenges in the coming seasons and laying the foundation for a career that, despite a difficult start, was about to take off and gain recognition across the league. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Moises Alou built a solid reputation as one of the most consistent hitters in Major League Baseball. Regardless of the team he played for, Alou always delivered reliable offensive performance, frequently maintaining batting averages above .300. His approach at the plate was marked by patience and situational intelligence, making him a tough opponent for pitchers. He knew how to select pitches well, avoiding unnecessary swings and taking advantage of opportunities to make solid contact. This consistency made him an indispensable presence in the batting orders of teams he played for, including the Montreal Expos, Florida Marlins, Houston Astros, Chicago Cubs, and San Francisco Giants. Besides his ability to get on base frequently, Alou also evolved into a power producer throughout his career. Starting in the mid-1990s, he began to post seasons with impressive home run and RBI numbers, becoming a dual threat, capable of making contact and also changing the course of a game with a single powerful hit. His swing mechanics were fluid and efficient, with precise timing that allowed him to exploit different strike zones. It was not uncommon to see him leading his team in key offensive categories such as total hits, runs batted in, and slugging percentage. His offensive performance earned him multiple All-Star Game selections, solidifying his place among the best hitters of his generation. Another notable aspect of Moises Alou's offensive evolution was his ability to perform under pressure, especially in clutch situations when the team needed a decisive hit the most. He was known for his composure in the late innings and his ability to hit to the opposite field with ease, which made it difficult for opposing defenses to adjust. This combination of regular season consistency and effectiveness in crucial moments earned Alou respect throughout the league from both teammates and opponents. His development as a hitter was the result of hard work, dedication to studying opposing pitchers, and a deep understanding of the offensive dynamics of the game. The 1994 season was a true milestone in Moises Alou's career and in the recent history of the Montreal Expos. That year, Alou experienced one of his best moments as a player, delivering an exceptionally high level of offensive performance and establishing himself as one of the team's key players. His batting average was extremely consistent, and he demonstrated great ability to drive in runs, accumulating impressive numbers in home runs and RBIs. Alou showed a rare combination of contact, power, and plate discipline, making him a constant threat to opposing pitchers. His performance not only projected him as one of the best outfielders in the National League that year, but also reinforced his importance within the talented Expos roster. But Alou's performance was even more significant considering the team's context. The Montreal Expos were on a historic run, leading Major League Baseball with the best overall record until the season was interrupted by the players' strike. The team had the perfect blend of youth and experience, and Moises Alou was one of the leaders both on and off the field. His impact was visible not only in statistics, but also in his demeanor in the dugout, inspiring teammates with his work ethic and clutch decision-making. Many analysts and fans believe the Expos had a great chance to compete for, and even win, the World Series that year, an unprecedented feat for the franchise. Unfortunately, the 1994 strike ended what promised to be one of the most memorable seasons in both Expos history and Alou's own career. The cancellation of the season caused enormous frustration for both players and fans of the Canadian team, who saw in that group the opportunity for a historic championship. For Moises Alou, there remained the feeling of an unfinished chapter, as his individual performance was worthy of awards and greater recognition, including a possible National League MVP nomination. Even so, the 1994 season remains one of the brightest highlights of his career, remembered by many as the peak of his time in Montreal and one of the great what-ifs in MLB history. The 1997 season marked one of the highest points in Moises Alou's career when he played a fundamental role in winning the first World Series title in Florida Marlins history. Throughout the regular season, Alou had already shown his offensive strength, but it was in October that he truly shined. In the playoffs, his ability to make contact and drive in runs became one of the team's offensive pillars. In the World Series against the Cleveland Indians, he stood out as one of the most dangerous hitters in the series, delivering crucial hits for the Marlins at key moments and helping keep the team competitive in tight games. Alou's performance in the finals was spectacular, reflecting his ability to stay calm under pressure and deliver when the team needed it most. In 7 intense games against the Indians, he posted an impressive batting average and accumulated decisive home runs and RBIs that changed the course of the games. One of the most memorable moments was his home run during Game 5, which helped keep the Marlins alive in the series. His presence in the heart of the batting order was a constant threat, demanding extra attention from opposing pitchers. Additionally, his experience and leadership were vital in maintaining the team's confidence and focus in such a fiercely contested series. At the end of the 1997 World Series, Moises Alou established himself as one of the great heroes of the Marlins' victorious campaign. His offensive performance during the playoffs was crucial for the team to overcome high-level opponents and secure the title in historic fashion. That achievement not only elevated Alou's status in MLB, but also left a lasting mark on his career, earning him a special place in the memory of Florida Marlins fans. His ability to shine on the biggest stages and deliver clutch hits in moments of maximum pressure reinforced his reputation as one of the most clutch hitters of his generation. The 2003 National League Championship Series, NLCS, is marked by one of the most controversial and remembered episodes in recent baseball history: the incident involving Moises Alou and fan Steve Bartman. In Game 6 of the series between the Chicago Cubs and Florida Marlins, the Cubs were just 5 outs away from securing a World Series berth, a feat the franchise had not achieved since 1945. It was then that, on a foul ball play, Moises Alou stretched to make a difficult catch near the left field sidewall. However, Steve Bartman, a fan seated in the stands, interfered by reaching for the ball, preventing Alou from completing the catch. Alou's reaction was immediate and visibly frustrated. He jumped, shouted, and gestured toward the fan, clearly indicating that he believed he would have made the out if not for the interference. This expression of displeasure was caught on camera and broadcast live, further intensifying the tension in the stadium and fueling the Cubs fans' emotions. From that moment on, everything seemed to fall apart for the Chicago team. The Cubs, who were leading by 3 runs in the 8th inning, suffered a stunning comeback, allowing 8 runs by the Marlins in the same inning. The episode forever became associated with the so-called Bartman game, leaving an emotional scar for fans. In the years that followed, the incident was widely debated by fans, journalists, and experts. Many pointed out that, although Bartman's error was an important emotional factor, the Cubs' decline in performance and subsequent defensive errors were the true reasons for the loss. Moises Alou himself later downplayed the episode in interviews, stating that he might not have caught the ball even without interference. Still, the moment remains etched in baseball history and became one of the symbols of the long curse that plagued the Cubs at the time. For Alou, that play represented a mix of personal frustration and collective disappointment in one of the most controversial chapters of his career. Throughout his Major League Baseball career, Moises Alou demonstrated impressive durability and the ability to reinvent himself as an athlete. Although he faced some significant injuries, especially in his early years, he managed to recover and maintain a high level of performance for nearly 2 decades. His mental toughness and dedication to physical conditioning were decisive factors in his longevity. Even when injuries temporarily sidelined him, Alou always returned with the same offensive production ability, showing admirable resilience in the face of the physical challenges imposed by the sport. Alou played through the 2008 season, extending his career until the age of 41, a considerable achievement for a position player in MLB. During those years, he remained a reliable presence in the lineups of the teams he played for, including the Houston Astros, Chicago Cubs, San Francisco Giants, and New York Mets. Even in his veteran years, Alou maintained respectable batting averages and continued to drive in runs regularly. His plate discipline and refined batting technique allowed him to adapt to the natural physical changes over time, adjusting his playing style to remain competitive. Moises Alou's legacy of durability is also reinforced by his ability to perform well in important moments, even in the later stages of his career. He finished with consistent career numbers, over 2,100 hits, more than 300 home runs, and a batting average of .303, a mark few players managed to sustain over such a long career. His example serves as inspiration for many young athletes, showing that with focus, determination, and intelligence on the field, it is possible to extend a career at the highest level of baseball. Alou retired as a symbol of longevity and consistency, qualities that made him a respected figure throughout the league. Throughout his Major League Baseball career, Moises Alou accumulated numbers that clearly reflect his consistency and efficiency as a hitter. With a total of 2,134 hits, he surpassed the 2,000-hit milestone, an accomplishment achieved by only a select group of players. Additionally, his run-producing ability was remarkable. Alou recorded 332 home runs and drove in 1,287 runs, demonstrating that he was a constant threat to opposing pitchers. These numbers place him among the top outfielders of his generation, reinforcing his reputation as one of the most dangerous hitters in the league during the 1990s and 2000s. But another striking statistic in Alou's career is his impressive .303 lifetime batting average. Maintaining an average above .300 for so many years is a mark of excellence that few athletes can sustain, especially in an era filled with elite pitchers and increased velocity and variety of pitches. This average not only highlights his ability to make solid contact with the ball, but also reflects his plate discipline and keen pitch recognition. Moises knew how to select the right pitches to attack, which made him an extremely difficult player to face in any game situation. Beyond traditional stats, Alou also stood out in advanced metrics measuring a player's offensive efficiency. His career OPS, on-base plus slugging, of .885 demonstrates the balance between his ability to get on base and his power to hit for extra bases. Moises had multiple seasons with over 20 home runs and 90 RBIs, establishing himself as a constant presence in the heart of the batting order for the teams he played with. His performance was not only solid in the regular season. Alou also produced well in the playoffs, gaining valuable experience in high-stakes games. His overall numbers place him among the most productive and respected outfielders of his era, leaving a statistical legacy still relevant in discussions of MLB's great hitters. Moises Alou carries the weight and pride of one of baseball's most iconic families. Son of the legendary Felipe Alou, who was not only a great player but also a respected manager, Moises grew up surrounded by dedication, discipline, and a love for the game that permeated his family environment. This family legacy, which also includes his grandfather and uncles, laid a strong foundation for him to develop a successful MLB career, keeping alive a tradition that influenced generations of Latin American athletes. Alou not only inherited this legacy but also built his own identity in baseball, earning his place through talent and constant effort. Throughout his career, Moises demonstrated an exemplary work ethic that attracted the attention of teammates, coaches, and experts alike. His professional approach, focused on continuous improvement and adapting to the demands of the game, served as inspiration for many young players, especially those who, like him, came from Latin America in pursuit of their Major League Baseball dreams. Alou showed that beyond natural talent, persistence and discipline are fundamental to staying competitive for so many years in such a demanding league. His journey underscores the importance of physical and mental preparation to face the challenges imposed by the sport. Moises Alou also had an important influence on and off the field, becoming a role model for Latin American players who followed him. He was among the first to prove it was possible not only to reach MLB, but to be a key player on top-level teams and in decisive moments such as playoffs and the World Series. His presence helped open doors and create a more welcoming environment for foreign athletes, who often face cultural and language barriers upon arriving in the United States. Alou, with his respectful attitude and dedication, helped build bridges between different cultures within the baseball world. Finally, Moises Alou's legacy goes far beyond the numbers he accumulated on the field. He symbolizes the continuation of a lineage that changed baseball by bringing Latin American talent to the forefront and showing that excellence can be achieved through hard work and humility. His career stands as a living testament to the importance of family, tradition, and commitment to the sport. By inspiring young players and proudly representing his origins, Moises secured his place not only as a great athlete, but also as a baseball ambassador whose influence transcends generations and borders. Moises Alou is a living example of how talent, dedication, and perseverance can combine to build a solid and respected baseball career. From his roots in a family already marked by the sports tradition, he forged his own path, facing challenges and reinventing himself over the years to remain relevant in a game that demands constant evolution. His journey was not just about numbers, but about overcoming obstacles, managing expectations, and making decisive contributions to the teams he played for. Moises's longevity in MLB reflects not only his technical skill, but also his physical and mental discipline. Playing at a high level for more than 2 decades requires preparation that goes far beyond the field. It is a commitment to the body, mind, and constant pursuit of improvement. Even in the face of injuries, he showed resilience by always coming back stronger, demonstrating that determination is as crucial as raw talent for anyone seeking to leave a lasting legacy. Another important point to highlight is the influence Moises had beyond statistics and games. As a second-generation player, he carried not only the Alou family name, but also a cultural and historical responsibility that few athletes bear. His professional attitude, work ethic, and respect for the game have served as inspiration for many young Latin American players who see him as a role model, opening doors and breaking barriers in the international baseball scene. Moises Alou's legacy goes beyond impressive statistics. He is a figure who represents the importance of consistency and trust. In an era when many players shine quickly, but fade just as fast, Moises built a solid career, marked by clutch moments and a constant presence in his team's lineups. His ability to deliver crucial hits and help drive his teams forward during critical times is an essential chapter in recent baseball history. Furthermore, his participation in memorable achievements, such as the Florida Marlins' 1997 championship, and his presence on competitive teams throughout his career reinforced the value of a player who not only racks up numbers, but also contributes to collective success. Alou's ability to stand out in different environments and competitive contexts shows his adaptability and mental toughness, qualities that define a true elite athlete. The Bartman incident in 2003, despite its controversy, is also part of the complexity of Moises Alou's career and the sport itself. Moments of extreme pressure, unpredictability, and emotion that remain etched in fans' memories. His reaction in that very human moment brought even more humanity to the player, reminding everyone that behind the great names and statistics are people who handle pressure in different ways. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you're alerted every time new content is uploaded, and don't forget to comment and share it with your friends. Finally, reflecting on Moises Alou's career is to understand that baseball is a game of details, moments, and legacies that go beyond the pages of statistical records. It's about life stories, overcoming challenges, and passion that inspire generations. Moises is proof that a player's true value lies in the sum of their achievements, character, and the impact they leave both on and off the field. His journey is an invitation to celebrate not just the numbers, but the man behind the uniform, whose legacy will live on in the hearts of fans for a long time. Until the next journey, dear friends and baseball lovers,